Hi, and welcome to Tales from My Town, stories inspired by the people and pets of Rockwood, Ontario. Hi, and welcome to Tales from My Town, special COVID edition. I am Barkley the dog, and I will be your narrator. Last year, a nasty virus made its way around the world and made millions and millions of people sick. A lot of elderly persons died alone. This video is dedicated to all those who died in nursing homes during the first and second waves of the COVID pandemic of 2021. The prime dog, a very distinguished looking boxer, cleared his throat as he began his daily bark from atop the dirt mound of the dog park in the small quaint village of Dogwood. It is with great sadness that I announce the passing of 5 more dogs at the old dog's home from COVID. In order to keep everyone safe, I must impose some very strict rules. Always keep a 2-meter distance. Wag and walk. No barking without a mask. No sniffing. No playing. Stay at home. Most importantly, there will be no visits to the old dog's home. Keep strong, my friends. We will get through this together. Those last words of encouragement, the boxer led the dogs out of the dog park, grabbed the gate with his teeth, and pulled the gate shut. As the weeks dragged on, the dogs became used to their new routines. They anxiously awaited news of the grand dogs at the old dog's home, and the news was always grim. Ty Bijan was so thankful that so far his grand dog was not affected by the virus. That was until one day his grand dog started and she lay down in her bed and she would not get out of it. The master took Ty's grand dog to the old dog's home. Where they had oxygen to help her breathe. He told Ty that both he and Ty must self-quarantine for 14 days to make sure they had not caught the virus from Grand Dog. Ty was consumed with worry and grief. He knew a lot of grand dogs went to the old dog's home and never, ever came back. Waiting without word for 14 days was agonizing. Every day, more and more deaths were confirmed. Ty could not stand the unknown fate of his grand dog, so he broke his quarantine and snuck out of his master's house, through his doggy door, and squeezed under the hole in the fence. He trotted hurriedly towards the grand dog's home. When Ty arrived at the old dog's house, he found he was not alone. Many dogs needed to know what was happening to their grand dogs. Some howled in sorrow, some snarled in frustration, some cried. One Rottweiler pressed his paw against the outer edge of his grand dog's room and whimpered. The boxer urged all the dogs to go home before they spread the virus further. All the dogs went home except Ty, the little white Bichon, who fixed himself determinedly in a spot directly below the second story of his grand dog's window and looked up hopefully for a sign. Ty was hungry and cold and tired, but he did not and would not move from his spot. We must do something before Ty Dog dies of despair, all the other dogs cried. It is not only Ty who grieves for the grand dogs, it is all of us.
I have received a request from the dogs, and I have authorized a properly distanced group of 5 dogs to sit vigil with Titan Bichon outside the old dog's home.
Suddenly Ty felt a renewed strength. United the pack is strong, but alone Ty is weak. Together the dogs could overcome anything. The grand dogs knew in their hearts they were not alone. Their families were there in spirit. All the dogs gazed anxiously at the window pane on the second story of the old dog's home, as a distinct rapping on the glass of the window pane was heard. A human figure in a white gown with slumped shoulders raised her saddened eyes and shook her head from side to side to indicate Ty's grand dog did not make it. Ty cried and cried. There was a huge hole in Ty's heart where his grand dog's love had been. The other dogs howled as they shed tears of solidarity. They shared Ty's loss. Thanks to the dog's vigil, every dog died with a relaxed, comforted, peaceful look on their gray, furry faces. The grand dogs knew in their hearts they were not alone. Ty and all the dogs felt comforted with this fact as they bravely faced a new way of life. Eventually, the boxer declared the dog park open with restrictions. All dogs to wear masks. Curbside pickup for dog treats only. This new way of life would take some getting used to. Never again would the dogs take their freedoms for granted. What a grand life they had led. Whatever the future would bring, the dogs would remember that trying time and the special bond the dogs shared. Whatever the future would bring, the dogs would face it together. Dogwood Strong.